सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। So, the mantra that we have selected for discussion in this retreat is from Kathopanishad, and that is chapter 1, Valli 2, and first mantra. This is what we have selected for the discussion in this retreat. Kathopanishad is found in Krishna Yajurveda in the Kaṭha Shakha. And all the Upanishads are wonderful. They are unique, but more so with Kathopanishad. Why? Because it is most popular, most famous, has some of the most beautiful mantras, plus it is the clearest. It is the clearest as far as the message is to be conveyed of all the 11 Upanishads. The major 11 Upanishads which are to be learned in the Vedantic course are Isha, Kena, Kaṭha, Prashna, Mundak, Mandukya, then Aitareya, Taittiriya, Chandogya, and Brihadaranyaka. These are the 11 major Upanishads, and they are considered to be major ones because Sri Shankaracharya Ji Maharaj has written commentary upon that, has written bhashya upon that. And in that we find that Kathopanishad also has a place. Not that other Upanishads are not important or are not major, but as far as the teaching of the fundamental thing is concerned, this 11 contains everything. And that is why Sri Shankaracharya Ji chose this 11 and wrote bhashyam upon that. But of all the 11 Upanishads, this is the most clearest of the Upanishads. And it is nothing but, extravaganza, we can say it is nothing but an extravaganza of spiritual knowledge. It is supposed to be such a spectacular Upanishad. And that is why it is very, very popular also. As you already know, because even Pujya Swamiji is also doing the same Upanishad, mantra from the same Upanishad. Of course, the passage is different, but it is a dialogue between Nachiketa and Lord Yamaraja. Before that, before we get into the subject, I would also like to give you a rough idea. I'm sure you all already know about it, but still I would like to tell you that what is the place of Upanishads in Vedas, what are Vedas themselves, and what is the primary subject matter of the Vedas. So quickly, we will even see that. Because all the Upanishads are found in the Vedas, as Kathopanishad is also found in Krishna Yajurveda, in the Kaṭha Shakha. Now, Vedas are supposed to be the authentic and the valid source of knowledge as far as the truth is concerned. Now the question arises that who has composed these Vedas? Vedas, as you must be knowing, are not composed by any human being. They are not even composed by Ishvara. It is such a source of knowledge which has emerged from Ishvara, because it is one with Ishvara, it is not separate from him, and along with creation, these Vedas are supposed to have emerged. Asya mahato bhutasya nishvasitam. This is the mantra we find in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. This is the passage we find in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, which says that Vedas have emerged from Bhagavan, from Ishvara himself, which means they are not even written or composed by Ishvara also. It is just one with Ishvara. Then sages, rishis were such that they grasped it. Sages had such an pure heart because of their penance, because of their worship, and because of their knowledge. They had such beautiful and pure heart that they could catch the Vedas. The mantras of the Vedas were seen by them, were caught by them. Just as, there are so many laws of the nature, gravitational force and so many things. So scientists like Newton and Einstein, etc., have not created these laws. They could discover the laws which are existent. Why they could see it? Because they possess that kind of a mind, that inquisitive mind. In case of scientists, that kind of inquisitive minds, that brilliance they possessed. So they could see the laws which are obtaining in the nature. Similarly, the sages were such that because of their frequency with the reality, frequency with Ishvara, they could grasp, they could see the mantras in the form of the Vedas. That is why it has been said that sages are not even they are also not the creator of the Vedas. Mantra drashtaraha, natu kartaraha. They also have not composed, they saw. What is that? So truth is always nityam. Truth is always nityam. You discover it, provided you reach that purity. When you become that subtle and pure, then you can discover it. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry may not be able to do that. A special eligibility is required for that. And that is what the sages possessed. And that is why different rishis, in different Upanishads, you will find different sages, different rishis who possessed this knowledge, which was already existent. Now, one more thing which we should know is that, which I'm sure everybody knows, but just I'm giving you an idea, a rough sketch about this whole thing. That these Vedas, when they emerged, were just one body of knowledge. It was just one body of knowledge. Then you must have heard about Vedavyasji. Vedavyasji, the author of Mahabharata, he came along and he compiled this whole body of the Vedas, which is in the form of knowledge, one knowledge. He compiled them and classified them into 4. Which 4 Vedas? Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharva Veda. According to the matter and according to the mantras contained in them, he compiled it, classified into 4. So 4 Vedas. So that now we know what is where. Plus it is easy because otherwise it is such a, even now one Veda is voluminous. So imagine when they were all one. So he did a grand work. Imagine if these Mahatmas were not there, what would we have? We are reaping the benefits of what they have done. Imagine in one life, this is not an easy work. Not only did he edit or compile the Vedas into 4, he has written Mahabharata, he has written 18 Puranas. Puranas are also composed by, all 18 Puranas are supposed to have been composed by Veda Vyasa. Plus, he has written Brahma Sutra. So, and many other things also. In just one lifetime, he has done this amount of work. So imagine he must constantly be living, giving. Without this kind of mind, without this kind of attitude of contribution, this cannot happen. So this is what Veda Vyasa has done. He compiled them into 4. Now all the 4 Vedas, Rig Veda, then Sama Veda, Atharva Veda, and Yajur Veda. Now Yajur Veda has again 2 branches, Krishna Yajur Veda and Shukla Yajur Veda. Now all the Vedas have Upanishads in them. All the Vedas have Upanishads in them. Say for instance, Rig Veda is supposed to be the oldest, and it has 2 important Upanishads. It has Aitariya Upanishad and Kaushitaki Upanishad is found in Rig Veda. Sama Veda has Chandogya, the very famous Upanishad, where we find this famous statement. Which statement? Tattvamasi. Tattvamasi, which we find in this Mahavakya, which shows the identity between Jiva and Ishvara, is found in Chandogya Upanishad in the 6th chapter. So these are found in the Samaveda. The another Upanishad which is found in Samaveda is Kenopanishad, is also found there. Then comes Atharva Veda. Atharva Veda has maximum Upanishads in that. It has Prashna, Mundak, Mandukya, Kaivalya. These are the Upanishads found in Atharva Veda. Then Yajur Veda. Yajur Veda are again 2, Shukla Yajur Veda and Krishna Yajur Veda. Krishna Yajur Veda is prominent or prevalent in south of India. And Krishna Shukla Yajur Veda is prevalent in the north of India. And in Shukla Yajur Veda, we have 2 very, very important Upanishads, which are the Ishavasya Upanishad and Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. In Krishna Yajur Veda, we have Taittiriya Upanishad and Kathopanishad. These are the 2 main Upanishads found in Krishna Yajur Veda. So this Kathopanishad is found in Krishna Yajur Veda in the Kaṭha Shakha. Shakha means branch. It is found over there. And it is one of the most important of the Upanishads. Not that others are not, but this gives the knowledge in a very, very interesting way. So that is important. Then again, we must also know that Vedas are divided into 2 sections. They are divided into 2 sections. One is Karma Kanda and other one is Jnana Kanda. See, Karma Kanda is that section which deals primarily with the life of activity. And Jnana Kanda is the section which deals with knowledge. Knowledge, the fundamental knowledge, knowledge of the reality, knowledge of the entire creation, knowledge not only of the individual, but also of the world, also of everything. So that is the main subject of the Jnana Kanda. Then, both the sections are such, Karma Kanda is such that if you follow it very well, if you follow the message that is given here, then it will prepare you for the Jnana Kanda. It is not that the life of activity is totally different and it leads you in one path, takes you one way, and the life of Nivrutti, that is renunciation, takes you another way. No. This is the design. The design of the Vedas is such that when you are through with the Karma Kanda, with the first section, and if you have followed it well, lived according to the stipulations and the message that it gives, then you will be ready for the next one. Then you will be ready automatically, the heart will be pure, emotions will be clear, perception also will be clear, and you will be ready to grasp the message of the second section. So the first section, as I said, deals with activity, but it covers the 3 purusharthas there are 4 purusharthas in life: artha, kama, artha, dharma, and moksha. But the first 3 purusharthas, purushartha, which means what we are constantly trying to achieve, what we are constantly trying to get in life. So that is called purushartha. Normally, a person seeks pleasures, but for pleasure, you require even security. So artha and kama are very important in life. But the first section definitely talks about this, but underlines the importance of dharma. You can have artha, security, and pleasures in life, because everybody is not ready for the life of renunciation or life of knowledge. So, because of ignorance, there are many desires in the heart. But Vedas give you a right way, a righteous way of fulfilling those desires. So many different means and ends are shown in the Karma Kanda section, whereby you can fulfill your different desires. But what is the underlying theme? It should be in alignment with dharma. Dharma means righteous way of living. It is really dharma which upholds the creation. There is a harmony, there is order in the creation. And Vedas expect that our life should be in alignment with this harmony or order or dharma which obtains in the creation. Only then and then we will be in harmony with ourselves. So when life is lived well in the sense in keeping with dharma. And what is the basic dharma? What is the common sense dharma? What is the basic dharma or the common sense ethics or dharma of life? It is this, that just as I want to live happily, and I don't want anybody to trample upon my rights and my happiness similarly, others also do not want that. Therefore, it automatically becomes a law for me that I conduct my life in such a way that I do not in any way become an obstacle for others to live happily. Because that is what even I desire. So the dharma is based upon this principle. Dharma is based upon this principle. And the creation is also run on this principle. And so Vedas recommend that you live your life in such a way that you are not harmful to others. You are not in any way harmful to others, because thereby, in the end, you will be harming yourself. We think that we are very smart by getting what we want, and in adopting such means by which we are harmful to others, but in the end, thereby we wind up being harmful to ourselves. This we may not know. This we may not know because of our narrow perception. Our perception limited to just our individuality, our ego, our selfishness. But Vedas come along and instruct you, guide you like a mother, that this is the way the life should be lived. You definitely enjoy, have your pleasures. You definitely have your security. These are the means and these are the ends, but keeping dharma in mind. So it shows us what will be helpful to us and what will be harmful to us. The first section talks about all this, what will be helpful and what will be harmful in terms of do's and don'ts. if you don't think much about all, then you may think that they are just very dogmatic. All the do's and don'ts are prescribed. No, behind them, this is the vision. And if life is lived in this way, a time will come when automatically one will be ready for the next section of the Vedas, and that is Jnana Kanda, where all the Upanishads are found. And they talk about nothing but something which is non-different from me. How beautiful. Vedas talk about Upanishads. Upanishads talk about that which are found in the Vedas. They talk about the truth, which is not apart from me, which is not away from me. But today, due to ignorance, in fact, I am far removed from this knowledge. That which is very much not even in me, that which is very much me. The happiness which I am seeking is me, my own Swarupa. My quest, constantly, person is seeking something. Comfort, satisfaction, adequacy, fullness, happiness. But where is it? Vedas come along, Upanishads come along and declare that that is what you are. It's not away from you. The very seeker is the sought. The very seeker is the sought. And this kind of vakyas, this kind of statements, which show the complete identity between what I am seeking and where it is found, are shown. This kind of statements are found in all the Upanishads. They talk about this complete identity. So this is what Upanishads are. And sooner or later, we have to come to them. Either we remain here only, but we will be depriving ourselves. We will be depriving ourselves of the true happiness. So Vedas, Upanishads come along and they unfold something about me, something about my very own nature. So that is what Upanishads are. So actually, the primary meaning of Upanishad is nothing but Atma Vidya, the Brahma Vidya, the knowledge of the self. That is the meaning of Upanishads. And secondarily, even the texts which reveal this knowledge are also called Upanishads. So this is about Upanishads and the Vedas in general. Now, this Kathopanishad, coming back to our topic, why I am saying this is that we are getting a chance, to study such Upanishads is itself a blessing. It's really very rare, because here itself in Kathopanishad, it will be said that Shravana yapi bahubiryo na labhyah. Here, Yamaraja comes and says that Shravana yapi bahubihi yah na labhyah. For many, they do not even get a chance to listen to this, even though it is available. Even though it is available for everyone, it doesn't occur to most people to study this, to come in contact with this, precisely because grace is required. Because grace, Ishvara's grace is required. Plus our own meritorious deeds have to fructify. Whatever little good we may have done in life, that is to fructify. Only then and then is it possible that we get a chance to study this Upanishad. Lord Krishna also says, this knowledge is nothing but wonder. Ashcharya means it is a big wonder. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says that Atma is a wonder. Atma means the reality is Ashcharya. It is wonder. The speaker of this reality is also a wonder. Not only the speaker, the listener also. The listener also is a wonder. So all along, there is nothing but in the spiritual journey, there is nothing but wonder alone. So, now with this much, let us get into the topic that we have selected. Now, as I said, Kathopanishad has 2 chapters. It has 2 main chapters, and each chapter has 3 sections. Which are called Valli. Each section is called Valli. Valli means a creeper. It means a creeper. Now, this creeper, it is said about this creeper that in heavens, in Swarga, there is this beautiful garden called Nandanvana. And there you find this divine creepers, before which, if you make a wish, it will be fulfilled. It will be fulfilled. But here, this creeper, this Valli, the sections of Kathopanishad are such that they will free you from all the desires. That is the wonder of these creepers, that it will free you. It will give you freedom from the desire. Desire to become, desire to reach, desire to accomplish. This is all a big burden. But when you find that what you are really seeking is within yourself only, then you are free of all the desires and burdens. That is the function. That is what this Upanishad is going to accomplish. As Swamiji also, because it is the same Upanishad, so you already know about the story, that Nachiketa is a unique student here, and Yamaraja, Lord Yama, is also a unique teacher. It is a rare combination of the rarest of the teachers and the students. Plus, let me tell you, this Upanishad is more famous and more known in the name of Nachiketa than in the name of Yamaraja. Because Nachiketa is extraordinary character. He is just unparalleled in the entire Vedic literature. He is a jewel. You will not find likes of him in the entire Vedic literature. Swami Vivekananda, he once made a remark. It is his words I am quoting. If you give me 100 of such Nachiketa, I will change the face of the world. He has made this statement that I will change the face of the entire world if I have few of this Nachiketas. So Nachiketa is one such character. And here it is a dialogue, this Upanishad is dialogue between Nachiketa and Lord Yama. And it is couched, this entire Upanishad is couched in the form of a story. When there is a story, it becomes very interesting. And this story is really very unique. The way it shows how Nachiketa came in contact with Lord Yama, which you already know, that his father Vajashravasa was performing a yaga in which everything, whatever you possess, all your wealth is to be given away. Then Nachiketa saw that the old and dilapidated cows are being given for dakshinas. He was at that time, this shows Nachiketa's greatness. See, through the story, we come to know the kind of character, the kind of values, the kind of commitment that we require for this knowledge. This knowledge cannot occur in any heart. You require a proper vehicle, proper receptacle to be able to hold and grasp this knowledge. And that is what we find in Nachiketa. When he saw this kind of cows were being given, he is concerned about his love for his father is really extraordinary. When he saw this, he is worried as to what will happen to my father. Because when any karma is performed with desire, when the karma that you perform is sakama karma, then all the stipulations are to be followed verbatim. You cannot compromise. No, if this is not there, it's okay. No. It has to be followed verbatim. And when he saw this, that it is not being followed by his father, he immediately offered himself, that I am also your wealth. Who will you give me to? When he uttered this once, twice, thrice, then father got angry. And in the spurt of anger, he just uttered that Mrityave Tvam, I give you to Mrityu. Mrityu means Lord, Mrityu means death. You know, we often, in anger, sometimes we have this expression, go to hell, go to hell, when you are annoyed and irritated. This was uttered by, but Nachiketa took it seriously. See, father was angry. One thing we have to observe about Nachiketa is that he did not react in any way. He did not question, why are you getting angry? Why are you cursing me like this? On the contrary, he went in a corner and thought about it, that why must he have said this? He is sitting in the yajna is going on, and he has uttered this word. Therefore, definitely there must be some meaning behind this. He took it seriously and literally. And to compensate for what the father has done, the blemish that he has incurred in the yaga, he offered himself and was ready to go to Yamaloka. Father then realized that what he has done is wrong. He tried to stop him, but Nachiketa is even giving him the teaching that for this ephemeral life, you want to compromise with the truth? Is life so important that we compromise values? And his commitment to truth is really exemplary. The way he is committed to truth, that for this temporary life, how can we ever forsake the values? And it is this commitment to truth, shown right from the beginning, really turned the curse into blessing. He did not lose his temper, remained fearless, and remained steady in what was to be done, and on the contrary, told his father that it means nothing, I will go. He was not ready to swerve. These are the values which he adhered to. This reminds us of Lord Rama. This reminds us of Harishchandra. These are the characters which we find in our culture. Today, it may not be that important to us that how can anybody, it is just, we cannot even believe that there could be such characters, but they were there. And we are reaping the fruits of what they have done. When Rama went to exile, the result was that dharma was established, evils were destroyed. Similarly, temporarily or on the spur of the moment, it may look as to what has happened is wrong. But behind this, there is a big design. And that is exactly what happened when Nachiketa went to Lord Yamaraja. Then as the story goes, Yamaraja was not there. Nachiketa remained there 3 nights without food, because he knew that I am the property of Yamaraja, Lord Yama, and unless he comes, I cannot partake of anything. And so, when Yamaraja, he is also, he fulfills his duties. He fulfills his role of a householder to the letter. Because it is the duty, whenever a guest comes, it is our culture. The role of the householder is Atithi Devo Bhava. Guests are nothing but God. They are nothing but Ishvara. And this Nachiketa has come. He is a Brahmin boy, and he stayed here without food. So then, when you do not do what is to be done, Pratyavaya can come. And therefore, he offered 3 boons. Now, what to ask of the 3 boons which are offered is also the way Nachiketa showed his maturity. He is constantly an inspiring character. See, in the first boon, what did he ask? He asked for the peace of mind of his father. His love and concern for his father is so much, because he saw that when he came to the Yamaloka, naturally his father was worried. He is remorseful. So, as a child, he wants that my father should be totally free from all kinds of anxieties for me. Plus when I go back, he in the first boon he is asking from Lord Yama that my father should be totally free from any anxieties for me. Plus, when I go back, he should welcome me. He should welcome me and accept me as before. Why? Because he is returning from Yamaloka. He is returning from Yamaloka. See, we cry for our near and dear ones who have passed away. But if they come back, for all our love for them, we'll be afraid. We will not accept them. Because what are they? Similarly, Nachiketa is so smart and so brilliant. All this in a child of 12 or 10. He says, when I go back, in that, he ensured from Nachiketa that you are sending me back again. See, this is his smartness and brilliance. When I go back, my father should accept me. And everything should be, see, children do not like, when father is angry, mother is angry, things are not going well in the house. They can sense everything. And so all the time what they want is that everything should be normal. Everything should be normal. Because he is comfortable in that. So Nachiketa says, it should become all normal with me and my father. By this, understand, by this he has fulfilled his debt towards his father plus ancestors. Because upon a human being, there are many debts. There are many runas. And it is said in Manusmruti, Trinani runani apakrutya mano mokshe niveshet. You can't just walk out for knowledge. You can't just walk out and go for the spiritual pursuit without taking care of the family, without fulfilling the debts which you have towards society and the creation. All this Nachiketa is well aware of. He is such a responsible person. See, he's so young, but wisdom is not, age is not the criteria for wisdom. He is young in age, but very, very old as far as knowledge and wisdom is concerned. The maturity which he exhibits is par excellence. So he fulfilled the debt towards his father, towards his family by this. And then in the second boon, now he could have asked what he wanted to ask. See, what he wants to ask comes last. His concern is first for his father, and now in the second boon, what is he asking? He is asking for the vidya, for the means of going to Swarga, because he himself is not interested in all these things. But he knows that everybody is not like that. Everybody, that is, masses, have desire for security, pleasures, and in those days was Swarga, heavens was a coveted thing, coveted place. So everybody wants to go there. So he asked for the means of knowledge whereby it would be easy for people to attain Swarga. He asked for that. And Lord Yama gave that. But the knowledge of this vidya was so complicated. It was not that easy, very complicated. But Nachiketa heard it so attentively that he repeated verbatim everything. Everything he repeated. By this, Yamaraja is so happy that I have not seen a child who can grasp this complicated knowledge, and you have done it. So he is so happy and so large-hearted. This is also what we have to see about the teacher. He is so large-hearted that he offered him one more boon. Already 3 boons were there. Offered him one more boon and gave him the pearl necklace which he was wearing, thinking that he would like it. Nachiketa has nothing, no attachment, no attraction for such things. But he has given him. And in that boon which he offered, He gave the name of that Vidya, Svarga Vidya, Agni Vidya, and gave it the name of Nachiketa. Nachiketa Vidya. Why? Because Nachiketa received it. So, in this second boon, what has he done? He has fulfilled the debt towards society. The debt that one has for the society, for people at large. We are what we are because of what the entire creation has done for us. We cannot claim that I am what I am because of my capacities and my strength and my brains. No. The entire creation has say in this. Entire creation has contributed. So, as a responsible person, now when I have capacities, I should also return the favor. Society has raised me, creation has made me what I am, they have contributed to this, so automatically I should also now return the favor. I should also give back to the society. This is the principle in the creation. You just can't take and walk away. It won't bless you. It won't bless you. The creation runs on the principle of give and take. So now return the favor. Nachiketa is aware of all this. He is very well aware of all this. So he fulfilled the debt of the family and now towards the society. He asked this Vidya for going to Svarga only precisely just for the society so that they can be benefited. He himself has no interest in that. Having done that, having fulfilled more or less all his debts, now he thinks of himself. Now he has time to think of himself. Just as when Yajnavalkya, the sage Yajnavalkya, which we find in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, when he decided to take sannyasa, when he decided, he was a householder, very famous one, and very well known in the society. And then a time came when he decided to take sannyasa. He decided to renounce. He just didn't walk away like that. He called his wives, he called them and informed them about it, plus said that this is what I'm leaving for you. I'm leaving enough security for you, enough things for you, so that you will not be left high and dry. You will be well provided for. Having done that, then he says, now I would like to go. So this is what a person is supposed to do. Otherwise, Brahma Vidya doesn't bless. Brahma Vidya, knowledge of the self, see, self is already everything. Self encompasses everything. It is not confined to this individual. It is not confined to this body. To know this kind of Atma, to know this kind of reality, that all the values of that sort must reflect in your life, must be there in your life. Without that, this ulterior knowledge will not bless you, much less will it come in your life. And that is why we see Nachiketa fulfilling all these debts. And now in the third boon, he keeps the third boon for himself. See, he has fulfilled his responsibility towards the society, towards others, but still one responsibility remains. And what is that? What is that? Responsibility towards one's own self. That is a very important thing. I have responsibility towards myself. And what is that? I must know myself correctly. That's a big responsibility. Atma Kalyana. That also has to be done. But now he has paved the path for it. And so he now asks for the knowledge of the self in the third boon. Now comes that moment. The most auspicious moment has arrived. So in the third boon, he is asking, What is he asking? The words in the words in which he frames his third boon is this: Yeyam prete vichikitsa manushye astityeke nayamastiti cheke etad vidyam anushishtastvayaham. He says, in the third, when Yamaraja asked, what is your demand in the third boon? He said, I would like to know about what happens after death. What happens after death? Some say there are doubts and everybody has doubts regarding this. No clarity. He says, some say that one remains after death. Others say that nothing remains after death. And everybody is confounded regarding this. I would like to know from you what is the truth. And he has asked the right person. He has asked the most right person about this. Because who will know about this, tell me? We all talk about it, but based from the Shastra. But here is Lord Yama himself, who takes our life, and then whatever he must be doing, whatever. So, he is the most right person to talk about this. And he says, you tell me about this. See, because, it is always a big question that the person is alive, all talking, walking, thinking, and everything, and suddenly the person is no more. What happened? You have no clue about it. And once gone is gone. No messages, no letter, no email. Imagine, when we are here, where are you? Where have you reached? For every 5 minutes, we will try to trace the person. Whether have you reached or not, SMS, this, phone, so many things. So concerned. Then once you go, person doesn't even say that I'm going. Suddenly goes and goes. No message, nothing about it. So Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, the doors are absolutely closed. We were so close to this person. Somebody asked me, that at least something I should know about it. Something I should know as to where my wife has gone. What will you do even if you know? Tell me. Will you go after? I must know something. We are not ready to accept, that totally we are clueless. Lord Krishna says, Avyaktadini bhutani, from avyakta, that is from darkness a person comes. We don't know where the person is coming from. And in the darkness they go. In between they are there with us. Like from darkness a light comes. Again it goes in darkness. In between there is some flicker. Similarly, that is what it is. And these questions are there for children also. Children also ask this question, where is my grandfather? And where? And then we say twinkles, it is become a star and things like that. But this question even perturbed them. So Nachiketa is saying, you are the right person. But in other words, he wants to know whether the Atma, something remains or not, or everything becomes ashes. Is that the end of it? Or something continues? Because there are so many views regarding it. Some say that body is everything. So means once the body is charvakas, like materialists, they say that body is Atma. So once the body is gone, everything is gone. Some say there is life after death, which means body remains here, you go somewhere. Where do you go? And then when do you come back? All these are big questions. So all this, there is no clarity regarding this. And this is what Nachiketa is asking. And who can tell us about this? Only Shastra. See, here comes the place and the importance and indispensability. Indispensability of Shastra, that is Upanishads and Vedas. Why? Because, as I said in the beginning, they are the authentic and the valid source of knowledge as far as truth is concerned. They are the pramanam. Pramanam means authentic source of knowledge. Just as to see this flower and the color of this flower, what is the pramanam? What is the means? My eyes. My eyes are the means. Eyes do not need verification from ears, do they? No, let me ask my ears whether this is pink color or not, or this is rose or not, this is this color or not. Do the eyes need verification from smell? Nothing. Ultimately, eyes are pramanam, valid means of knowledge as far as color is concerned. As far as sound is concerned, ears are the final say. Eyes have nothing to say about it. Similarly, as far as the truth is concerned, as far as the fundamental reality is concerned, precisely because we don't see it. We don't see Atma. We don't see Brahman. We don't see Ishvara, Chaitanyam. We don't see. We see this body. We see Nama and Rupa. So how to believe? And there, which is Atindriya, which is not the object of eyes, ears, mind, etc., their Shastra, that is Upanishad, is Pramanam. It is the valid source of knowledge. This is where our Shraddha comes in. This is what Shraddha in Pramanam. And that is why, however hard we try, we may think for the entire of our life that Atma must be like this. This must be my reality. But what is the proof? What is the guarantee? And that is why those who go by their brains as far as the reality is concerned are groping in dark. Are groping in dark, whoever they are. Whoever they are. And in this, we have to go only to Pramana, to the valid source of knowledge. That is why I said in the beginning that Upanishads are Pramanam, are the valid source of knowledge. And even teachers, even the one who is well versed with the knowledge of the scriptures are also Pramanam. Because scriptures do not come on their own. They don't talk on their own. Plus, even if we know the language, even if we have some facility with grammar and things like that, it has been clearly stated that do not dabble into this on your own. Swatantrena, Bhashyakara, Sri Shankaracharya Ji Maharaj writes in Mundaka Upanishad, Bhashyam, that Shastragnopi Swatantrena Brahman Veshanam na kuryat. He says, even if you are well versed with you, if you have this feeling, if you feel that I know, I can handle Shastras on my own, don't do it. First have some knowledge. First learn it from a teacher who is well versed, not only in the subject, but with the methodology of teaching. One who is well versed not only with the subject, but also knows the method of teaching, method of communicating. Because, again, why? Because Atma or the reality is not the direct meaning of any word. Atma, Brahman, or Ishvara, or Chaitanya is not the direct vachyartha of any word. When I say rose, the word rose, I have uttered this word rose. Even if the rose, this object, is not before you, but in past, you have seen it, and you know that this word corresponds to this object. This word rose has this object called this flower. So you know the connection between the word and the object. So when the words are uttered, when I say rose, even if the rose is, this object is not before you, you know what it is. At least you know that it is a flower with many petals and with different colors and smells like this. But when I utter the word Atma, I utter the word Brahman. See something. Do you have any figure in your mind? Do you have any some qualifications or shape or something in your mind? If you have, then that is not correct. Then you are wrong. That is what happened, in Kathopanishad. Teacher asked the student, "Did you understand?" He said, "I understood very well." He thought teacher will be pleased with that. But on the contrary, teacher said, "Then you don't know anything." If you say, "I know it very well means what? I see the color, I see the size, I see the shape, I see the form. This would go by the definition of very well. If you know Atma in this way, which means what? You are seeing something, you are feeling something. That is not Atma. Atma is not has no form, no qualifications, no shape, no parts. It cannot become the object of words, much less of mind. Then what are you going to see? That means if you see, then you don't know. Then you don't know. What I'm trying to say, that this knowledge has to be acquired from one who knows the subject in and out, plus knows what he is talking about, what he or she is talking about, plus knows the method of teaching, knows the method of communicating. That is why Shrotriyam Brahmanishtam Tad Vijnanartham Sa Gurumeva Abhigachet. Once you want to know this, as Nachiketa now wants to know about it, where should you go? You should go to a teacher. This is the Adesha of the Shastra. And Nachiketa says, when I have found you, and I know what you are, you know this subject very well, why should I let go of this opportunity, he says. Why should I let go of opportunity? Because now, when he asked this, Yamaraja started tempting him. Lord Yama, because there is a reason behind this. Because this knowledge should not be given unless there is complete vairagya. Vairagya doesn't mean, turning away. But vairagya means healthy and complete understanding of things as they are. Complete understanding of things as they are. Not more, not less. When you know anything fully well, know it. Similarly, when you know the world for what it is, names and forms and functions and all the achievements and everything of this creation, which is mind-boggling. Creation is wonderful and beyond our imagination. But if you do not know it correctly, and if you think that what I am seeking is to be found there, is to be found in the world outside, if that wrong perception is there, then there will be lack of vairagya. Then that understanding needs much to be desired. So vairagya, which arises from viveka. Viveka means clear-cut knowledge, clear-cut discernment. Discernment of what is right, what is wrong, what is eternal, what is limitless, and what is limited. One should be very clear about this. Even this object looks like grapes. And if you think that this is real, then you will have some desire to taste it. If you are thirsty, and then you may think that when Swamini will go, we'll quietly go there and have it. When will this desire arise in your mind? This desire can arise only and only when you take it to be real. Not otherwise. Otherwise, thousands of such grapes bunches may be kept. Thousands. And you have all the freedom. But still, you will appreciate the beauty of this. But that desire will not arise, that let me take this, and I will appease my hunger by this, quench my thirst by that. That will never arise. Why? Because this is unreal. It looks like a real grape, but has no drop of that taste in this. When this is crystal clear, there should be no doubt about this. Only then and then this is here. This is called vairagya. Arise, then this, you will not pluck it to taste it, put it in your mouth. You will see it. This is called vairagya, which has come. Now your relationship with this bunch of grape is very clear. It is a thing of show, to be kept in my dining hall or in the drawing room or whatever. But it is not an object to be eaten. Even at the middle of the night, if this is brought before you, nothing will happen. This is called vairagya. Now, Yamaraja, Lord Yama, when this Nachiketa has asked for this knowledge, he wants to verify. He wants to first find out whether this is a spurt of some enthusiasm on part of Nachiketa or not. If they're out of curiosity, sometimes children do ask, Of course, Yamaraja has sensed who this boy is, but still he wants to verify, because knowledge should not be given. This knowledge is not ordinary. It should not be given when that readiness, that eligibility is not there, because it won't work. It just won't work. So he wants to test. He wants to find out whether this is just flimsy curiosity or there is some deeper content in that. And that is why now he started testing him. He tested an acid test, any other lesser person than Nachiketa would have fallen flat, for what Yamaraja offered. Yamaraja offered him a blank check. You fill up whatever you want to fill up. He offered him all the objects of pleasure, that is, kama is given. Generally, people are interested in artha and kama, pleasures, and means for pleasures, security. This is what people want. Lord Yamaraja offered him generously. Generously he offered. He said, take away everything, whatever you want. And Nachiketa did not even look at it, did not even for a second did not swerve from his understanding. Not for a second did he think that this is all very attractive. He did not fall for any objects of pleasure which were offered, nor did he fall for the security which was given. He said, I will give you whatever you want. Any security, any pleasures, not only of the world, of this world, Prithvi Loka, of the heavens also, of the three worlds, take it from me and enjoy. But please remove me from, please do not burden me. Yamaraja is saying, please do not burden me with this third boon. Please free me from that. Nachiketa says, I will not free you. Keep all this with yourself. Don't even show it to me. Tavaiva vahas tavanrutya gite. This dance and damsels and this and that, everything, you keep it to yourself. On the contrary, the kind of maturity, when artha, security is offered to him, he says, na vittena tarpaniyo manushya. He says, what are you offering me? This is security which you are giving. Who has been satisfied with it? There is nothing but anartha, calamity coming from this. It has never satisfied any person. And I know it in and out, he says. He says, I know it, that this, all the things which you are offering cannot ever satisfy a human being, precisely because they do not contain anything. They do not contain. What I am seeking is limitlessness, and what you are offering is limited. Where do we match? My aspiration, my desire is for limitlessness, infinity. And what you are offering is finite, is limited. And how is it ever? How is finite going to result into infinity? Tell me. He says, I know this mathematics very well. So please don't offer me. And if you want to teach, please teach. Otherwise, I'm going. See, so Yamaraja is compelled. And yes, he is so pleased. He is so pleased with this student that he's just going out of his way to praise. Out of his way to praise Nachiketa. And he says, it is not easy to praise someone, huh? It is not easy. And he says, you are even greater than me. When I was you, I fell for these temptations, he says. When I was like you, I fell for these temptations, and that is why I have wound up with this position of Yamaraja. This is a position. This is a status from which now I cannot budge. Whether I like it or not, 24/7. I have to run. Yamaraja is a very busy person. Very busy, no? Here, there, everywhere. He has to just run. He says, I went for it. I wanted that status. Whereas you did not even look at it. You did not even look at it. And at this age. So he's all pleased. So, with this, with all the temptations that are offered, and Nachiketa's reply to them, he came out clear. He came out with distinction in this exam. And then with that, the first chapter and the first section gets over. Now begins the mantra and the section that we have chosen, where now before going ahead with giving him the knowledge again, Yamaraja, Lord Yama wants to show. What he wants to show, that there are two commitments in life, and for which there are two paths. And in all this, what works is either you have clear understanding or you do not have. If you have clear understanding, that is viveka, then your path towards absolute good is open, and you select that. And if you do not have it, you select the path of pleasures. So this will be the subject matter of the next talk. Thank you. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanta Shanta Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. So it will now be decided as to when we are meeting tomorrow, because tomorrow's schedule is not still clear. I think that, has it been, are you aware about it? No. So then we'll find out, and accordingly we will meet. Yes, meditation will be there tomorrow, 7 to 7:30. That is fixed. But the rest of the program, the timings are still not fixed.